What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another Rent-A-Girlfriend manga review. We are on chapter 429, and as you can see from the thumbnail, this is obviously another RUKA chapter, okay? We're going like back to back to back to back to back on RUKA chapters right now, man, so I don't really know. There's like 5 straight RUKA chapters, man. It really seems like we're kind of getting to the end of RUKA's character almost. Anyway, this chapter starts out with actually Mommy ordering like a meat bun or whatever from a food stand right here. And it's interesting, we get to see what Mommy's doing, and we really haven't seen Mommy all that much recently. And it looks like she's kind of just like chilling, doing whatever the fuck she does in her life, I guess. And so yeah, she orders her little meat bun right here and she starts eating it. And I mean, good on you, Mommy, I guess, for getting like two pages in the story, you know what I'm saying, dude? Way to be included, you know what I'm saying, dude? Sumi does, she's on like hiatus, you know what I'm saying, dude? She didn't even want to be in the story, dead ass type shit. And then we get our chapter title artwork thing or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and it's Mommy next to like a cow, I guess. But here's my kind of hypothesis here. We know that Kazuya's destination date place for when he goes on the date with Chizuru is sort of related to the farm things, if I can remember right. This is like Mommy at the place right now, trying to like scope out the dating place. I have no idea what the fuck she's doing, I'll be real. But anyway, we cut from Mommy and we go to the conversation that Umi and RUKA are having. And obviously RUKA has now opened up to Umi about some things going on in her life, obviously, after Umi asked for about 50,000 times, you know what I'm saying, dude? RUKA's talking about how, you know, her and Kazuya got together in the first place, basically, and how Chizuru was involved in that situation, all the bullshit. And then Umi, once, you know, he starts understanding the situation that they're all in, I guess he tries to, like, kind of take RUKA's side a little bit here. He talks about how her mental health has probably been drained from the situation, obviously. And RUKA's like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Totally makes sense, obviously. Umi, we all the viewers can see right through you, buddy. We understand what you're trying to do here, buddy. We're not going to tag team up with RUKA, but it's never going to happen, man. Just give it up, Umi. Just give up, my guy. When are you going to give up? But then RUKA's curiosity kind of gets the best of her right here. She ends up asking Umi how far along are Kazuya and Chizuru, as a couple of chapters ago, or maybe last chapter, Umi mentioned that Kazuya and Chizuru are really like kind of getting to know each other a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like they're really hanging out a lot. So RUKA's kind of curious, like, how far have they gone? You know what I'm saying, dude, I guess. And Umi's like, I'm in the, like, you can just tell Umi's like, my plan's going to perfection. You know what I'm saying, dude? Umi just looks like he knows what's up, basically. But then as Umi is about to answer that question, RUKA ultimately takes the question back. She doesn't really want to know what the fuck Kazuya and Chizuru are doing in their free time, you know what I'm saying, dude? RUKA probably, most likely, whatever answer Umi even gave right there, she was probably going to get upset, which is why she took the fucking question back, obviously. Even though she wants to know really bad, she knows that whatever Umi says, I'm basically fucked, you know what I'm saying? But then, basically out of nowhere, Umi says, since it's a trial, I doubt that you've done anything physical. And obviously, as we know, RUKA basically just sexually assaulted Kazuya twice, you know what I'm saying, dude? So it's almost like Umi just like knows. He just like foresaw like the whole scenario right there. He might be on some like Aizen level type shit. He might have manipulated the entire thing from the start. Think about that. Think about if Umi just manipulated the entirety of Rent-A-Girlfriend from the start of chapter 1. Just think about how crazy that shit would be. And then RUKA starts thinking about the sexual assault she committed on Kazuya a couple of chapters ago, obviously. And then Umi's kind of surprised, right? Because RUKA's not giving an answer. Umi kind of gets surprised a little bit like, oh shit, you have done something, haven't you? But then RUKA rejects that thought. And she basically says, okay, Kazuya definitely would not like that getting out whatsoever. So she's going to keep that a secret to herself, basically. So then RUKA basically just like tells Umi off, and she's just trying to like leave the conversation, basically. But then Umi gets his Riz game on like out of nowhere, and it looks like RUKA is about to like fall on a fucking like pole or some shit. But then out of nowhere, Umi gets his Riz game on, grabs the wrist, and saves her from falling. This dude, Umi, is invincible, bro. Kazuya, how do you defeat Umi, bro? I don't understand this shit, dude. Dude's Riz game is too much. So this dude, Umi, is getting his Riz game on, you know what I'm saying, dude? You know what this guy says? He says, your slender arms saved the day. What the fuck, dude? What the shit? Who the fuck says that? I've never heard someone say, your slender arms saved the day. That is not Riz, bro. And RUKA kind of seems to like get affected a little bit by it. You know what I'm saying, dude? She seems to be blushing a little bit right there, man. Umi has this like weird, like, is there anything Umi can actually do wrong, basically? Like, how does his Riz even work? But then RUKA kind of snaps back to reality a little bit, basically rejects his hand off her wrist, basically. Actually, everyone seemed to saw that, apparently, so yeah, I guess everyone's just kind of surprised that a girl just like rejected Umi right there in front of everyone's faces, I guess. But then RUKA just like walks out of the conversation, basically trying to escape the conversation. And it looks like she was successful in doing that. And then Umi's fans basically just like comment on the situation. They're basically like, who the fuck is that girl? You know what I'm saying? Is there really a girl out there who can reject Umi like that? And then Umi just like laughs it off, I guess. I don't really know how Umi operates his life, you know what I'm saying, dude? He just like laughs it off and he's like, oh, what a girl. Like, brother Umi, you might have something wrong with you, bro. Deadass, you might have something wrong with you. I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't know. He's on some like Thanos Aizen type shit, bro. I don't know what the fuck is happening. But then we cut back to RUKA and she is like reaving in the consequences, basically, man. She's talking about how, why the fuck did I say all that shit to Umi, you know what I'm saying, dude? And then RUKA starts thinking about Kazuya and like, if Umi, you know, spreads all this shit, Kazuya will hear, obviously, and then Kazuya will hate RUKA. And then she talks about, interesting enough, she talks about how she's settled for number 2, apparently. Are you really settled for number 2? Because it seems like you're still fighting for number 1, honestly. And then RUKA starts thinking about the whole conversation that she just had with Umi. And as you can see in the bottom left panel here, RUKA starts to cry, right? I think this is really the moment when she's realized it's over. You know what I'm saying, dude? It's fucking over, RUKA. You have no chance whatsoever. I don't know how it took you like 300 plus chapters to actually understand you have no chance. But I think right here is when she realizes she has no chance whatsoever anymore. Like, there's no number 2, bro. There's only a number 1. And then, obviously, in the next page, we see RUKA crying, obviously, right? The hands go in the face. She's crying. And the artwork here is pretty fucking magnificent, bro. It's pretty beautiful, honestly, man. But RUKA has obviously realized she stands no chance, man. And I wonder where she's going to kind of go from here, obviously, right? Like, do you tag team up with Umi and, like, do something now? Like, I don't know where the fuck she's going to go from here, honestly. But, I mean, yeah, she continues to keep on crying. And, I mean, there's really not much to comment on, really. But it looks like RUKA has slowly kind of entered her conclusion arc. So I wonder if we're kind of getting to the end of Rent a Girlfriend, honestly. I don't know how many chapters we have left, but if we're going like character by character, you know what I'm saying, dude, RUKA's going to an end, and I guess eventually Mami and like Minnie and maybe Sumi will begin getting an end conclusion arc too. It's kind of interesting just to see that RUKA's first, obviously, but we'll see what happens with Mami, Sumi, Minnie, and whoever fuck else, you know what I'm saying? But then RUKA just like breaks down in front of like basically everyone here. She says, I'm sorry, Kazuya, I love you so much. But I think right here is just like, she knows it's over, bruh. She knows it's fucking over, you know what I'm saying, dude? I wonder what Kazuya thinks about anything that's really happening outside of his life right now, honestly, dude. It's kind of interesting to see that Kazuya actually isn't even in this chapter whatsoever. So, yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. But, yeah, she's realized it's over, you know what I'm saying? She's realized it's cooked. But then this chapter ends off with RUKA receiving a call from Chizuru. So Chizuru, if anything, I don't know what the fuck she's going to talk about right here, but hopefully she like asserts her dominance or something. I don't know. I really don't know what the fuck she's going to do, man. Hopefully she asserts her dominance and just like totally bodies Ruka, and she's like, haha, I'm the #1 girl. I don't really know what the fuck she's gonna do, but it'd kind of be cool to see that Chizuru has realized her feelings, so she kind of tells Ruka, like, fuck you, Ruka. I don't want her to say that, but like, you get what I'm saying, basically. Anyway, this chapter of Rent a Girlfriend gets an 8 out of 10 on my Rent a Girlfriend scale. I really enjoyed the dialogue and the emotional moments in this chapter, but I think my favorite moment in this chapter is the cliffhanger. I really am interested to see what Chizuru has to say to Ruka right there. I really think it could go down 2 different paths. Does Chizuru, like, does she, assert her dominance, right? Does she say, oh, I have feelings for Kazuya now, so you need to get the fuck out or something? Or does she like back off a little bit once she hears that Ruka has been maybe like crying or something? Does Chizuru step in? She's like, okay, I'm gonna take a back seat. You know what I'm saying, dude? I don't know. I'm really interested. I'll see all of you next Tuesday for another chapter of Rent a Girlfriend. Holy shit, dude. Never gonna end.